activity today was poor. Why didn't Pep start Mamouche?
That's the biggest question. Everybody's whining about Pep spending $200 million in January, and then he leaves the most expensive guy on the bench. Like, what are you doing? I don't understand why Marmouche isn't playing every game, because he's not going to get like more in sync with Haaland. He's not going to get more in sync with the rest of the players from the bench. He needs to be playing. You spent that much money on the guy, start him every game unless he's injured. I seriously don't understand that.
Because he doesn't know how to use them. Because he's
used him correctly. Player. Like I thought he looked good in that Chelsea game. And
in some
we play
games,
more direct. The problem is we're not playing direct. He just has to throw Bernardo in there to not make 3-yard passes and then pass backwards. Like I don't get that.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem, Coke. You played him in the games when you were so direct and the opposition tried to attack you. Nottingham Forest, so they had at their ground had 35% ball position. So Marmouche wasn't going to play a left wing in tight spaces. And as you said, there was a massive problem in the 8. And Marmouche is not an 8. And you said that you had a problem controlling the midfield, right? You and Patrick said that you had a problem controlling the midfield. I'm not talking about ball position. I'm talking about actually doing the right things. Marmouche is not an 8. He's not a midfielder. He's a second striker.
And I would have rather him been there than Foden. I think he would have offered more.
He's not a midfield. He's not a midfielder, to be honest. But anyway, long story short, just have my piece about Manchester City. It's growing. It keeps growing that thought inside me that City will not be challenging this next season. Actually, they will not be up there if Liverpool keep Mohamed Salah and Van Dijk. If Arsenal sign the players, I'm not sure if City will be challenging, and I mean challenging like a real challenge all the way to the end. The facts are, Kozunov is young. Some of the players are washed. You have a lot of injury-prone players that you need to get rid of. The signings as of now, like as much as I like Doku personally, is he the guy that gives you consistent output? I doubt it. Savinho, he's very, very good couple of games, and then a game like today where he literally provided zilch, 0. Kevin De Bruyne wants to stay one more year. Yeah, Erling Haaland is in and out of the games because nobody's providing anything to him. Kevin De Bruyne is old. Is Phil Foden going to be? I said it many times. Phil Foden is never going to be the guy to carry Manchester City. He needs someone else to carry his hand. He's a good player, very talented, but he's not a Kevin De Bruyne, as you guys say. He's not a Salah to carry a team like what Salah is doing this season. Is this a road?
Did you see how he said Salah? Salah.
His name is Mohamed Salah.
I know, but when you say it, you say that.
Here's one of the problems. This Nico Gonzalez guy, I'm siding with Pep today for taking him out. The guy was going to get a red card right away. He's rash. He was going to get a red card. And you were going to play with 10 players. So Pep Guardiola did the right thing. Taking him out. Yes, it hurts the tactic, but that is on him. I'm not sure. If I know that a lot of us are hesitant to rule out City, and I'm not ruling them out because Pep Guardiola has arguably the best league history in the last like 20 years. But I keep looking at City and how they play, and I'm like, okay, so who's going to carry them next season? Is it Rodri only coming in and then fixing every problem? People think that Rodri is the Messiah, that he's going to fix everything. They forget that Kevin De Bruyne was carrying the team offensively. That Erling Haaland was scoring every game because Kevin De Bruyne was providing assists. Bernardo Silva was running off in the midfield like a maniac. That is not happening now. That is not happening. So who's gonna? Who are you gonna buy in the summer that will fix this team? Like, are you gonna go and get like Wirtz and Musiala and wingers on top of the 200 million you spent in January? You already got the DM. You already got the centre back in Kozunov. So I'm not sure. How are people saying if Pep Guardiola is not finding solutions with these players? Okay, why are we saying that he's going to find solutions next season? Unless we admit now that it is Rodri who was carrying the team and it was not Pep's tactics. I don't know. I'm looking at today. It's very boring, bro. Today, City were
up on Savio. He's 20. Like, it's going to take him some time. It's not like he's in his prime. He's very young. Same with Doku.
I told you. I like Savio and Doku, but are they... Listen, when you won the leagues, you had players to carry the team like a Gundogan and a Kevin De Bruyne. You gave him Diaz was on top of his game. Akanji was great. You think Savio and Doku will be a Kevin De Bruyne for you and a Haaland and a Sane? No, exactly. That's the whole point.
They're not like total garbage. Like, I'm not ready to give up on them.
I never said they're garbage. I never said that. Like, I never said that they are that bad that you are gonna be mid-table. I said, are you gonna be able to get like 90+ points next season? I don't know. I know you all have doubts, but
can we also just admit it that maybe, because I heard these speeches before with the Liverpool team when Liverpool were looking like they're down and under. Can we just not admit that maybe this has actually been where, like, I don't know what they were saying is when the roosters come, whatever, there's a
when the chickens come home to roost.
Yeah, I think this was just going to happen because this team was just going as a machine. So maybe the injuries come back, everybody comes back next season, we start again. Maybe we will come back. I don't think I don't think we're as bad. It's just that, as I said, both the players, they look tired this season, and then the manager, as I said, with his own personal issues, because he is the captain for this team. I've told people that this whole thing where there's 5 captains is a lie. It's Pep Guardiola's team. He commands everything. He hasn't looked great. There's moments where you're like, make a sub. He's just sitting on the bench. And you know what, Terry? I don't know if anybody is saying this. The assistant manager has to go.
Yeah, he has to go.
This guy has to go. I have studied him. Every time he's at City, we ship so many goals. And who's our set piece coach? That's another guy who has to go.
The thing is as well here, look, I'm not making the claims that Mo has right now. There's a really good chance City challenge next season. There's a chance over the next couple of years with Pep remain, they win league titles. Where I do get Mo's point is I don't know if we're going to get a dominant City team that doesn't necessarily run away with it because you've had people that have pushed you to the end, but a team that's almost superhuman. I feel what we might see for a few seasons, it is what we're getting this year, a slightly better version of this season, where City are gettable and they can lose more games, they concede more goals, they score slightly less. And I say that because you look at the history of English football, and history has a habit of repeating itself. How many great teams that have achieved at the time remarkable records and runs of winning trophies, how many have been rebuilt and then done it again under the same leadership? You've got Liverpool 70s and 80s. You had Fergie that kind of did it late 90s, and then he built a team again that went on to win a Champions League. But there was a period in the middle where we weren't as formidable. You think about Forest that you play today. This is the team that's got 2 Champions Leagues. I think they won them back to back, unless I've completely got that wrong. That Cloughy, and by the way, they got promoted to the Prem, got into the Champions League, then won the Champions League. Phenomenal. Cloughy and his team fell off. Took them 25 years to get back into the Premier League, right? I'm not saying that will happen to City. You only have to go through the hit. Yes, you can look at other countries where teams have maintained. That's why when people do the whole, I want my club to be like Madrid, but you picked an English team. No one in England's ever done what Madrid or Barca have done in 140 years. So the idea that you're just going to, okay, with a couple of our greatest ever players are finished and we're going to replace them and we'll be as good again. I mean, the history of English football dictates that's so unlikely, no matter how well run you are. And I'm not even trying to be Liverpool going to go one up here. Oh, if you guys get where I'm coming from, that's not even a dig at City. It's just a realistic view of how English football has operated for 150 years. It's just so hard here because there isn't one team or 2 teams that have the financial monopoly. If you guys earned what you did, and so did Liverpool, and everybody else, the nearest person was earning like 300 million a year as a club, then you could do it. But it's just different in England, and it always has been. It always has been.
Yeah, I mean, well, first, thanks for having me on the show. Respect to Forrest with regards to the game. We knew it was going to be difficult. But with what you're outlining, I hope there's not many City fans that think that there's going to be another run of a 4-peat. I hope they don't, because when you point out what we were able to do, it's about getting the right players, which we did when we actually went and won our first Prem with Mancini. And look at the quality of players that we had, and we were able to win it. I think that's more of the expectation, that we're going to be able to strengthen and then be in the mix to win titles. But this run that we did with regards to treble or 4-peat, no, that's not realistic. And even when we won our treble and 4-peat, it was close margins, right? Like Arsenal pushed us, and for us to actually win it, a few things had to fall the right way. And even last year, we didn't run away with the league. The 4-peat wasn't us being dominant. We won that league by 2 points. So it's a matter of us just making sure that we.
Yeah, and no. The only thing, no. Okay. Again, I want to. We are both disagreeing on what dominant means. When I think dominant, I don't mean you won the league easy. I'm talking about the vast majority of your games you were the better team in and you won. This season, you've not been. I'm talking dominant in the games that you're in. There's probably been 15 games this season where you might have had most of the ball, but you didn't look the biggest threat in the game. It's the first time in 6 or 7 years that you've looked this way. That's what all I mean. I just want to sort of distinguish that. And I agree with you. You guys shouldn't be thinking about 4-peats again because, yes, you want to do it. Like, since 1999, I've prayed that my team doesn't have a treble. But it's so hard to do. Only 7 or 8 of us have done it in 150 odd years, right? Although Liverpool fans want to lie about that at the moment. But there's a comment here.